Can you hear me for the cricket?
Okay, the link
Are
I
we on
just
live?
sent you. Look at that WhatsApp link. Get it?
So now, while you Hi everybody, this is Julian Callahor coming to you live from the Bolingbrook Stadium. Here we are after a week's delay due to some inclement weather that has deferred some of our matches. We are back live broadcasting to you from lovely Bolingbrook. The match about to start between Midwest Cricket Club and the Incredibles Cricket Club. Midwest won the toss and elected to bat. We have Moin Baba about to open the bowling. We're just getting the last of the players coming on the field, getting the fielders all set in their respective positions, and soon we'll be underway. Finally, a beautiful night here in Bolingbrook. We did have quite a bit of rain over the past week. Did come at unfortunate times to force us to defer some of our matches. So some of these matches will be rescheduled, but again we are now resuming the last of the fourth round matches. Moment to start. Good looking delivery, bit of a loosener, certainly not generating full pace. Looks like he pulled up a little bit stiff, but here we are at 6:45 in the evening on a beautiful Thursday night, and he's just trying to work the cobwebs out right now. We have Rahim Rupani on strike for Midwest. And a good looking delivery. Somehow beat the bat, beat the stumps, beat everything. The keeper was able to get it, didn't beat him, but good delivery there from Moen to get things underway. Dot ball ultimately. So thank you all for tuning in. If you are watching the live broadcast, we appreciate that. We'll be here all evening broadcasting to you till the conclusion of this match, which should be around 10:30 tonight. If you are in the area, feel free to come on down. It is a gorgeous night. Just prodding at that ball is Rahim. Missed it. Just flicked off his pad over the leg side for no run. Again, we've had a week away from cricket. Most of the weekend matches in the BPL 30-30 league on the weekend were cancelled or postponed. There were only a handful of matches able to be played on Sunday afternoon. So many of these cricketers have not played much for the past week, and it may show for a first over or two. Good looking delivery, some good bat on the ball there. Just fended away to the offside for no run. So yes, the T20 match here for the BPL Night League, the 9 Sports Night League, powered by Bolingbrook Cricket, Bolingbrook Premier League, of course, Cricket Clubs Live, as well as Studio 7 Chicago. The Studio 7 Chicago doing an incredible job putting on our live broadcast. We have umpire Shashank Garamanagu overseeing the game today. A little bit overpitched on that occasion. Stroked away by Rahim to the offside. It's going to be pushing for 3, but good fielding there by Fahad Barber to collect the ball. Limit them to 2, and we are off. 2 runs on the board. This match is underway. Last ball of the over there, we just see actually not a bad delivery from Moen, maybe a little bit wide of the off stump. Raheem able to just lay bat on ball, guide it away down to the short third man area, pick up an easy single, and that completes the over. Raheem will retain strike. The other batsman, Srijay Sunil, has yet to face a ball and will remain at the non-striker's end for the start of the second over. And it looks like Moen's younger brother, Imran Baba, to continue with the second over of the match. Yes, a very pleasant evening here, around the 70-degree mark. Beautiful cloudless skies. Very gentle breeze at best right now. Bright afternoon evening sun. The lights will come into effect probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock, once the sun starts to set. Bolingbrook ground faces north-south. See Imran with a gentle medium pace delivery, stroked away for a single. Raheem alternating the strike for the left-hander Srijay to face his first delivery of the match. Yes, the Bolingbrook ground faces north-south, so you'll see the sun going down in the west, which would be to the right of your viewing screen. You can see the shadows starting to take effect. There's still plenty of daylight for the batsmen to get their eye in. Srijay's been in very good form in the both the night league or the weekend T20 league, both with the bat and the ball. Imran with a gentle, slightly over-pitched full toss. Srijay just taking the time to poke it away and pick up a single to get himself off the mark. Both these batsmen probably going to be looking to get their eye in for the first over or two. Srijay is certainly one to play some good stroke making once he gets his eye in, and usually doesn't take too long. Another full toss, played nicely by Raheem through the offside. Probably should have pushed for two on that occasion. Just decided to amble for the single. No pressure on the fielder. I would think of this, especially in the T20 match, you run that first one hard. You may not be able to come back for the second, but if you put the pressure on the fielder, a quick fumble, and you may find that you pick up that extra run. Another full toss, whipped away by Srijay, but straight to the fielder in the deep. Picked up nicely by one hand. Yeah, the fielder there picking it up very cleanly was DJ. Dhananjay, I believe, but he just goes by DJ. Much easier, especially for someone like me. Wide-ish delivery, but actually well placed, well within the wide line, but wide of the crease, or wide of the batsman. Put him in two minds whether he should play a shot or not. Decided just to let it go through harmlessly to the keeper. Probably lacking a little bit of footwork there by Raheem, expecting the ball to stay wide, but it did have a little bit of in-drift to bring it back towards the stumps. And that one almost yorked him there. Managed to get a thickish inside edge, but the fielder out there towards square leg, able to clean it up. And that brings us to the end of the second over. Midwest Cricket Club. 2 overs in, 7 runs on the board, no wickets down, most importantly at this stage. For those of you watching, most of you are familiar with the cricket, but we are following the ICC T20 rules. which means for the first 6 overs of the match, the power play overs, only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle. We've had the Bolingbrook grounds crew doing a stellar job on the ground today, rolling the ground to help smooth it out, especially after the rain. To the left of your viewing screen there, you can just catch it on the left of your screen. You'll see the turf square area, which has been rolled and getting prepped for the minor league cricket. That will be coming to Bolingbrook Stadium starting on Saturday, July the 31st. So we have Mohammed coming in to start the 3rd over, just getting his field where he wants it. It was a shortish delivery, pulled a little awkwardly around the corner there by Srijay, managed to pick up a single. And actually a good delivery there. It was a little bit short perhaps, but it managed to move away from the right-handed batsman Rahim. He had a wild swipe at it, but the movement tended to fool him. And as such, a dot ball. That's the 1 run so far off this over. Mohammed Tassin continuing. That one's called a wide. It's a little bit pushing the envelope a little bit too much there. Quite rightly called a wide by umpire Shashank. And hats off to the grounds crew who have been doing a marvellous job on the Bolingbrook Stadium today. The turf square will be magnificent come the minor league cricket. Yeah, well played there by Rahim. Just managed to push it away for a single to the offside, but the ball's travelling fairly nicely on this freshly rolled Bolingbrook cricket ground. And this weekend, just to let you know, we will be having the Liberty Cup coming to Bolingbrook. I'll give you a few more details in a minute. Bit of a wildish swipe there by Srijay. Didn't manage to get all of his bat onto that. DJ sweeping on the leg side managed to pick that up and limit them to a single. Srijay hoping to do a little bit more than that, but that's typically one of his shots in his wheelhouse. If you drift in towards his pads, he does have a tendency to be able to pick it up and whip it over to the leg side. That's a better looking shot, straight towards our camera. And that went all the way for 6. That was a beautiful shot, well timed by Rahim. Beautiful lofted cover drive. And that's the first big hit of the match. So far been a fairly expensive over, 10 runs coming from it so far, including that 6. Follows up with a better delivery, bit of a mix up between, or a bit of a stop-start runner, I guess, between wickets there, but managed to scramble through safely for a single. Rahim managed to retain the strike at the end of 3 overs. We have 18 runs on the board for no wickets down. Midwest should be fairly happy with this start so far. 6 runs per over at the moment, which is not too bad. The main thing is there are no wickets down, so they're in a position to push for the next 3 overs during the power play, and then push a little further if they can get through that without the loss of a wicket. To apologise for some of the noise in the background. We have some crew members going behind us with some of the automotive equipment they have to help look after the field. I'm going to take a little pause for the moment. We're getting our stump cam in action. And again, if you're watching out there on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, please feel free to leave any comments. We'll try to get to some of those comments when we get a chance. I will be joined in the commentary box by Sharik Sheikh, otherwise known as Rick, who will be here a little bit later on this evening. He had some obligations to tend to before he can get to the ground here. He should be here fairly soon. Excuse my phone going off there. So we give a shout out to Kristen, who's watching her husband bat here tonight. He hasn't done too much so far, but he really hasn't had much opportunity, just facing the 4 deliveries. We have Zaheen, Big Z, who is watching his brother play as well. Raheem has been dominating the straight thus far. We have Imran Baba to continue, 4th over of the match. And that's a good looking shot by Raheem, but straight out to DJ, who's well positioned out in the deep. Managed to pick that up cleanly, return it fairly swiftly, and just a single. A good looking shot for just 1 run, but nonetheless well timed. And that should make Raheem feel confident. Looks like he's starting the middle of the ball quite well at the moment. Again, Srijay continuing his striking so far, just picking up a run for every ball that he's faced, managing to turn over the strike. Srijay may be content with that for the moment, while Raheem is starting to find some good form with the bat. Wide-ish delivery, a little bit slower. Looks like he took a little bit of pace off the ball there. Had Raheem reaching for the ball, perhaps should have put a little bit more footwork into that. Found himself reaching with just the bat. Did manage to get a decent chunk onto it, but not really timed, and straight to the fielder at mid-off. Another full toss. He's looks like he's trying to not drop the ball in too short and perhaps over-correcting or over-pitching as a result, but being well supported by the his fielding crew is Imran. Another dot ball, perhaps a full toss on the pad should have been dealt with a little bit more harshly than that. You see perhaps Raheem getting a tad frustrated with that. Awkward looking shot, but did ultimately get a little bit of a good decent chunk of wood onto that. Chopped it away down through the gully region for a single. And we see Srijay back on strike. Last ball of the over, not quite timed, but Srijay able to pick it up, pull it around the corner. Again, perhaps not running that first run hard enough. Just managed to come through for the single. So ultimately a reasonably tidy over there by Imran. Just with his 2 wickets bowled, 8 runs off his 2 overs. And that brings us to 22 for none after 4 overs. Alright, so we're just adjusting the field. Looks like we are going to have, I believe this is Mohammed Tassin to continue. That's getting a good look at Srijay, just standing there waiting for fielders to be placed accordingly. And Srijay's clean bowled by a slower delivery. Srijay tended to swing across a little bit too early on that one and completely missed it. All ends up. It's one could say that he was beaten by pace, but in this case it probably wasn't the pace that got him, it was the lack of pace and maybe a little bit of eagerness to get things moving along. But as it was, he missed the ball completely, 2 stumps flying out of the ground and clean bowled, and the Incredibles rushing in to congratulate Mohammad Tassin on a well bowled delivery. Quite often, put it on the stumps, you swing, you miss, I hit. Nothing wrong with that philosophy. Srijay heads back to the pavilion with just a handful of runs to his name. 5 runs off 6 balls. Let's see if we can get the feed up there for you. We have Fahad Khan coming to the crease as the number 3 batsman. First drop, as we used to say in Australia. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. I'm not sure if we have a replay, but let's find out. I guess we don't have a replay, I'm sorry, but you can always wind back your Facebook Live for a couple of minutes and check out the replay on your own if you like. We have just Fahad just getting guard and doing a little bit of wicket correction there as well. While we're waiting for him to get going, we'll just throw the worm up here. And there's the worm. Not much to compare to at this moment, but we do have the worm chart. It'll probably make a little bit more sense once we get deeper into the match. The scene continues. It seems like he's getting a little bit of away drift from the batsman. Now that ball was delivered into the pads, but by the time it drifted a little bit towards the offside, cramped Fahad for room. He's not bowling with much pace, but enough variation to make the batsman, or put the batsman in awkward position, I guess. That one right in the wheelhouse. Fahad taking the opportunity to just play through the ball. Didn't quite time it, but not a bad way to get off the mark with 2 runs straight down the field to long off. Very comfortable too at that, and that should make Fahad feel better getting off the mark. Hats off to Mahmood Chowdhury, who's watching us on Facebook Live. Good looking shot there by Fahad. He timed that one very nicely. That should go all the way to the boundary. It is a 4. That ball rolled quite nicely. This ground, even despite the wet weather during the past week, has been rolled nicely, and the ball is rolling across the field very nice. So yes, Mahmood, who I believe is playing for in the Liberty Cup this weekend here in Bolingbrook. I think he may be on the Lahore Qalandars team. Give us a wave if you're watching, Mahmood. Again, another beautiful night. Gentle breeze blowing across the ground. Sun still in reasonable effect here. The light's just coming on. Good looking shot by Fahad. He's not afraid to throw the bat. That ball not quite timed, sort of holds up right near the boundary. A little bit of a 7 or 8 iron shot there. didn't quite get the roll, a bit of backspin. Nonetheless, another easy 2, and Fahad's moving along quite nicely right now. We're still under the power play rules. This is the last ball of the 5th over, and there'll be one more over under the power play. Gentle full toss. Fahad did not miss that one at all. May have gone all the way. Not quite. That's the longest boundary out there on the BPL ground. Didn't quite make it all the way, but ran through for a comfortable 3. So despite the wicket in the first ball of that over, the Midwest came back and picked up 11 runs from the over. That takes us to 33. We'll see the scorecard get updated here in a second. There we are, 33 for 1 down after 5 overs. Midwest looking reasonably set, but that wicket may have pegged them back just a touch. They'd probably be hoping to get at least 40 runs, perhaps 45 from their first 6. They're there or thereabouts right now. Got confirmation that Mahmood is going to enjoy playing the Liberty Cup here for the Lahore Qalandars. Forgive my pronunciation if I get it wrong. We have out there on Facebook Live watching, we have Mateen Inamdar, who is our, not just the lead umpire, head umpire for the Bolingbroke Premier League, but also the lead umpire for the US Cricket Midwest region, or Central District region. Good looking shot by Fahad. This is Moin Baba back on to bowl, 2nd over. Again, looks like the first ball that he delivered was maybe not quite his usual speed, just getting warmed up. A little bit short. Fahad able to turn on that one, pick up an easy 2. So Fahad's come in, certainly get things moving along, 13 off 6. Not wasting time, and in these 20 over matches, you really don't want to waste too much time. So come on down to Bolingbroke if you're around. It is a beautiful night. The commentary box always welcomes, perhaps someone wants to bring us some donuts. No one's going to say no to that. A little bit quicker, but just a little bit shorter down the leg side. Fahad able to turn on that one. Rolled his wrists, didn't quite time it, but got enough and very safe in that part of the field right now, still with only the 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. An easy 2. Now under the ICC rules in the T20, you are allowed to bowl one bouncer per over. Let's see if Moin wants to perhaps throw one of those in now to just peg Fahad back onto the back foot. And he might have been thinking that, as it was sort of a shortish ball, a little bit nothingness. Unfortunately, it was not too short, it was not too full, it was just right there, able to be turned around for a single. You see our stump cam, getting a good view of umpire Shashank, one of our younger umpires, but also becoming one of our best seasoned, experienced, as well as calm umpire. He's a very calm demeanor, makes a very good umpire. As an umpire myself, sometimes can be difficult out there in the middle, especially in these high pressure matches. Shashank does a marvellous job for the Bolingbroke Premier League. He also plays for the Super Kings team in the 30 over competition on the weekends. I have been shot down for donuts. Nicely driven, straight to the fielder, but an awkward bounce as it sort of got to him. Sort of half volleyed him there, at least as it was getting to him. Bounced through his hands, managed to just dribble a few feet away from him and give enough time for the batsman to run through for a single. Gilly out there watching as well. I believe he's playing Liberty Cup as well for Maharishi United, if I'm not mistaken. Just driven down the mid-on for a single. And that should bring us to the end of the 6th over, which it does. So we have reached the end of the power play. 6 overs completed, 40 runs on the board and just the 1 wicket down. So right now things are looking fairly evenly poised. 40 runs, sort of a typical minimum that you would want to get for your first 6 overs of the power play. And just the 1 wicket down, it's always good for the fielding team to pick up an early wicket, but after 6 overs, 1 wicket down is usually not too bad. So let's see which team can sort of rest the momentum from here. Now we've got DJ, Dhananjay, but we'll just go with DJ coming to bowl. Last I saw him bowl, he picked up some very handy wickets. I believe he's already got about half a dozen wickets for the tournament so far, but I can check on that officially. If you go to Cricket Clubs, you can always check on the stats for all of our competitions. Bowling stats, fielding stats, of course the team standings. A little bit short and wide outside off stump. Perhaps could have been punished a little bit more on that particular delivery, but Fahad managed to tap it away for 2. Takes him along to 17 off just 9 deliveries now. He's certainly keeping the scoreboard moving. He's just picking up the 2s and 3s and doing a very good job of that. Tennis style shot, that was the double-handed forehand a la Monica Seles down to mid-off, not your classic off drive. Did not issue a grunt like Monica Seles, at least none that we could hear. That one disposed a little bit more cleanly there by Rahim Rupani, but just running that first single a little bit too gently. They probably should really be pushing a little bit harder on that first run. I've already said I don't want to beat a dead horse, but a little bit of pressure on the fielder and you may find you can pick up that extra run. Yeah, we have Dhananjay here, with DJ second in the wicket tally column for the 9 Sports Night League with 6 wickets in 2 matches so far. Got under that one, lofted it towards the fielder. Thankfully didn't get all of it, so managed to fall safely in front of the fielder. Picked up another easy 2 there, did Fahad. Yes, the leading wicket taker right now is Asad Lala. Plays for Midwest. I believe he's playing tonight, see if he can add to his tally. Sort of edged that one away. Not going exactly where he wanted to do, but fell very safe. Can't have fielders everywhere. You can see by as his head swung around there, that was not going in his intended direction. Looks like he was trying to play a lofted cover drive. But nonetheless, I picked up a single. Brings us to the end of DJ's first over. 7 runs coming from it, which is about par. Anytime you can get away with just 6 or 7 coming from an over in the T20 format, you usually consider yourself done a fairly decent job. So that brings us to the end of 7, 47 runs on the board. Fahad Khan with 23 from just 14 balls. Rahim, who has been starved of the strike a little bit here since Fahad's come in, still doing nicely with 17 off 21. And now that brings Rashid to the crease to bowl. Rashid usually plays for the Bolingbrook Cricket Club on the weekends in the T20 format. But tonight he's in the night league. He's playing for the Incredibles. He's a very seasoned player, a very handy left-handed bat, and he bowls his leg spinners as he is doing right now. I believe this is Rashid's first match for the tournament. It's tapped away for a single, down to mid-on, just sort of finding their feet with the new bowler. And a swing and a miss. Eyes lit up, it was a little bit wideish, didn't quite bounce as much as perhaps as he thought it would, swung over the top of it. Well kept there.
Who's the keeper? Oh, it's Imran.
He's bowling and keeping. He's not bowling, I guess. He bowled earlier.
Oh, that was his brother.
Oh, it's Arslan?
I don't know which one it is.
Arslan bowls the spin. Imran bowls the medium.
Arslan is a keeper.
Okay. Sorry. So we have Arslan as the keeper tonight. He usually bowls some leg spin, but tonight he's got the keeping duties. Rashid just tossing the ball up, giving a bit of flight. Flight and dip. Very handy for the spinner. See the replay of him walking back to his mark. Looks like something out of the first scene of Reservoir Dogs as they're walking away from the diner. So we'll call him Mr. Yellow tonight. About 7:30 I heard. So we just had confirmation that I will be joined in the commentary box by Sharik Sheikh a little bit later on today, or this evening. Rashid to continue. You see, nice little bit of dip. That appeared to be the wrong un. Here we are, we'll have a replay of that. We've got the leg spin, yep, and yes, it was definitely the wrong un. Didn't get a lot of wrong un spin there, so it did just come back a tad towards batsman, but Fahad was in good position. Just to tap it away for a single, and that brings us to the end of 8. Just 3 runs coming from that. A very, very tidy over by Rashid Khan. 50 runs on the board. Incredibles coming on quite nicely. We've discussed this numerous times over the course of the tournament so far. We do believe, just under general circumstances, 160 is typically about a defendable par score here on the Bolingbroke ground, given the size. Perhaps a little bit more tonight. Might be aiming for 165, 170, just because the ground is a little bit faster than it has been in previous weeks. Got under that one, a little bit edgy again. Edgy like a late 70s punk band. Managed to tap it through safely for a single. Lofted by DJ, managed to get onto that one. Well struck away. It was a square drive. Sort of hurled up towards the boundary, yes, especially the bottom end of the ground. The south end of the ground still a little bit heavy due to the rain. The water has subsided, but the ground underfoot maybe just a little bit heavier, that part of the ground. So the ball didn't quite race to the boundary, but it was a good looking shot, and Rahim managed to watch it all the way onto the bat. It was a checked drive, just through for an easy single down to long off, I apologise, long off. And flicked away straight to Feeler for an easy single. So right now, Midwest seem content just to knock it around, picking up the 1s and 2s, which is certainly certainly useful at this time of the game. Wideish shot, Rahim again using his bat more than his feet on that occasion. Probably would have been better off taking a stride towards the ball, perhaps bringing the moving across towards the offside. Trying that again, swing and a miss, and just pushing it a little bit too far was DJ there, so called a wide by Shashank. It was touch and go, but yes, we see there where it bounced right about the wide line, especially from our perspective. Shashank would have a better angle on that one, able to call a wide. That's a better looking shot. Did get under it. It appears it may have gone all the way for 6 runs. Yes, the fielder out there indicating that it had crossed the boundary. So good shot to finish the over. What looked like was going to be a tidy over, all of a sudden we have 12 runs coming from it. And just goes to show you with the nature of the game, a couple of big hits and all of a sudden things can change drastically. As we've seen if you were watching the South Africa versus West Indies T20 match earlier today, where the West Indies turned it around in the last 3 or 4 overs of their innings, piling on the runs, courtesy of big Dwayne Bravo, I believe it was. So 62 after 9, coming up on the 10th over here. Let's see what Rashid has to deliver. Very tidy over to start with on his first occasion. That one dropping a little bit short, but again, appeared to be the wrong one. Cramped for hard for style. Looks like he was waiting for the speed. He didn't quite pick that. Perhaps Rashid might be well advised to develop a quicker version of that same delivery and see if he can beat the batsman for pace. That one drifted down the leg side. Fahad able to get over to it, free his arms. There is a fielder out there in the deep. I believe that might be Tassin out there. Straight to him, just the one run. That was too short, but oh, and I believe it was straight to the fielder. He dropped it. He may have copped the ball in the face. Looks like it went through his hands. Thankfully, it appears his hands did take most of the pace off the ball. So nonetheless, cricket ball to the face is never fun, but he appears to be okay. Shaken up momentarily. May have a bruise on his chin to check on. I think he might be just coming in. I think they're going to swap fielders out there just to give him a bit of a reprieve. Thankfully, he seems to be all right. Doesn't look in too much distress, so could have been nasty. Should have taken the catch. So that's one way to remember to take a catch, is to stop it hitting your head. But thankfully, he's all right. That was a faster looking ball there by Rashid, but able to tap it away for a single. Rashid, the wily veteran of the Bolingbroke Premier League in various carnations, or incarnations I should say, carnation being a flower. See again, see the replay there. He's getting some nice loop on that ball. And especially on these artificial surfaces, if you can fool the batsman in the air, that's going to typically be your best bet. Sometimes the spin's not too prevalent. Here we go, lofted again, just fell short of the fielder out there, DJ. Did the right thing in the end. Looks like he had no chance of getting to it. So took a step back and just kept it to a single, preventing the ball getting past him for a boundary. And I believe we have a broken bat syndrome, or no, that's the end of the over. We're just getting the score to be updated. It should be 67 runs. There we go. So at the halfway mark of the innings here, Midwest Cricket Club, 67 runs on the board, just the 1 wicket down.
So at this stage, they really need to start looking to push things along. These two batsmen are well set. They have plenty of batting to come. So that there's probably no point in messing around right now. They're in a good position to push on. And I would expect that about 165, 170 should be the target now, going on at pushing on about 10 runs per over should be the goal at this moment. DJ continues with a good ball. It was drifted, it was wide, caused the batsman to play an awkward shot at it. It was hard to reach, and he didn't reach it on that occasion. That one he did, and it looks like Field was able to cover the boundary very quickly. This is better running there by Rahim, pushing back for a second. There were 3 or 4 chances earlier in the innings which they probably should have pushed a bit harder for that extra run. In this case they did, so picking up 2 there is Fahad, and he retains the strike. That one was wide, probably would have been called wide had he not gotten some bat onto that, but he's a stroke maker, decided to play the shot. As it was, he got under it, didn't quite time it, and perhaps may have been better off leaving that one go. Not that I recommend people leave the ball and wait for the umpire to call it wide, but that one was very wide. Nonetheless, a single. That one, Rahim struck it towards the long on fielder. I believe that's Imran Babar out there. Yes, and straight to him, just a single. Again, we've got 2 fielders placed very nicely out here at long on and long off. So despite some solid stroke play there, the fielder is able to keep it to just a single on most occasions. So just the 5 runs coming so far. We've got the 1 ball left for DJ. Lofted, a little bit too short outside off stump. Rahim able to free his arms, but again, fielder out there, well placed. I believe that's Fahad. And returns the throw to the keeper, just a single. And at the end of the 11th over, Midwestern now on to 73 for just the 1 wicket down. We'll wait for our scorecard to get updated here. And we're getting through the overs fairly quickly here. DJ doesn't mess around. Short run-ups with some of these crafty spinners. Going to have Rashid Khan to continue. Tapped away, sharp single. The fielder's standing deep right around the 30-yard circle. So all in all, a fairly comfortable single, as long as you call quickly. It's all in the calling, people. Another good looking shot, but yet again straight to the fielder there at long on. And just a single. So again, Midwest probably happy to pick up the singles and 2s right now, but they haven't had too many boundaries recently, and they probably need a couple of those just to keep the scorecard moving along a little bit quicker than it is right now. Faster looking delivery. But return, just a single. And the rare defensive stroke by Fahad Khan. Rashid coming on very nicely there. Just the 11 runs coming from his nearly 3 overs so far. I'll be very happy with these proceedings. Again, a little bit of flight. Fahad's coming down to try meeting the ball. Didn't quite get to the pitch. of the ball, but managed to hoik it away again for just the single. That is a better looking shot, and straight over our cameraman's head here on the boundary. The multi-purpose, versatile Murali, working the camera as well as working the field. That was 6 runs. That does put a little spoiler on Rashid's figures there. 10 runs coming from that over. That should bring us to 83 after 12 overs now. So Midwest have pushed their scoring run rate onto about the 7 run and over mark. There we go, 83 for 1 off 12. You see the score bar there. We've just done the 7 runs and over. And let's see what we got here. We'll see the scoring worm coming on there, get a better idea. Been going on fairly consistently for the most part. There's not too many up or down moments on that worm. Just been going on fairly steadily around the 6 or 7 run mark per over. And we have a new bowler coming in to join the party. I believe this is, let's see who it is. Oh, this is Tala Mohsin, who's coming on for his first over of the match. Surprised they kept him a little late. Perhaps he's a very handy bowler. Yeah, perhaps he's going to bowl out here. He's 4 overs direct. We'll see what happens, I guess. See, Rahim just accelerated his run rate there, especially with that 6. Started to find some good form. Tala coming round the wicket to the batsman. Tala's been operating off a round the wicket strategy for probably the last year or two. Not sure if he's trying to cramp the batsman for style. Certainly didn't on that particular occasion. It was a full toss, able to be whipped around the corner for just a single. And again, yes, living up to my theory about his strategy, does cramp the batsman Rahim there a touch, but able to work it off to the offside for a single. You see the shadows lengthening across the ground. Tala Mohsin continues. Again, just a single. We're going to start calling Tala the ambulance. He's wearing 911 on his back. But right now does not seem to be in any sort of emergency. So I make myself laugh sometimes. The 911. So looking for the bye there. Just Rahim's looking a tad frustrated. It was a swing and a miss, and then followed by an even bigger swing and a miss. Tala to continue with the last ball of his over, running in his shoes the colour of the Sweet Tarts candy. And again another swing and a miss outside off stump. So looks like the round the wicket strategy is working fairly well for Tala on that occasion. Just the 3 runs coming from that over. Midwest being a little bit disappointed that they didn't do more with that. Nonetheless, sitting in a reasonably good position, 86 for 1. But again, we stress that only the one wicket down at this stage. They probably should be looking to push things along a little bit. They have plenty of batting to come. Only 8 overs to go. Now's the time to start throwing the wood around. So again, I mentioned earlier we have the Liberty Cup coming to Bolingbrook this weekend. We'll have 6 teams, a team from Nashville, some other teams from around the local area, as well as a couple of teams from the BPL itself. 6 teams playing pool matches on Friday and Saturday, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday morning. Guaranteed 3 matches per team, as we see Rashid continuing. Just drifting onto the leg stump there, but Fahad not able to do much with it other than just tap it through to the field, tap it out for a single. Batsmen just having a bit of a discussion about their next tactic. Oh no, they're swapping bats. That was the cricket form of relay. Usain Bolt not participating. Gets under that one, up into, oh, bobbled, and I believe he caught that. No, he put it down. Or did he take that? No, I believe he did catch it after all the bobbling and juggling. It was a circus act, circus catch. Juggled it a handful of times, but managed to pop it up like a volleyball set up and just let it drop into his hands on the 3rd attempt. Rashid's happy that finally got a wicket. That's Raheem out. So we have just getting our so we see Raheem out there for 40 runs off 40 balls, caught by Umar on the 3rd attempt. Rashid continuing. Fahad's on strike. The batsman did cross. Thickish inside edge running down towards the fine leg. So stopped in the taller grass there. A little divot in the ground. Just for a single. That brings the new batsman to on strike, Sanjay Anand. So yes, just a reminder, we're broadcasting to you if you're out there watching on Facebook Live. We're also broadcasting on YouTube Live on the Bolingbrook Cricket BPL Premier League YouTube channel. Sanjay off the mark with a sharp single to the leg side. Just tapped away at his feet, pick up a single. She continuing, dropped that one a little bit short, but again that one didn't bounce quite as much as Fahad was expecting. Sort of poked over the top of it. Fortunate not to get an inside edge on that. Again, well kept by Arslan. Sometimes those are a little bit awkward, especially when the batsman's bat is flailing around right in front of your face. That one over pitched, full toss, whacked away. Looks like it might have gone for 6. Again, the confirmation of where it is. The ball just went into the long grass on the fringe of the ground there. I was waiting for the signal. Retrieved there by Imran Baba, and that's 4 runs. And I believe the scorers. Put me on mute for a second. Let's go. Just getting our scorers updated. There was the dot ball there. Our scorers look like missed, but we have Tala coming in to towards Sanjay. He lofted it, didn't quite get under it, but fell short of the the fielder DJ. And just a single. There we are. I think we have the scorecard updated there. Tala is continuing around the wicket. I'm on, right? That's a good looking shot. Turned on that nicely. Didn't quite get just enough of it. Enough of the fielder came, made some good ground around the boundary. I'm on, right? Just the two there to Fahad. So it was a good looking shot. Fahad's going to be pushing towards a half century here, and he really should look to kick on to help put the Midwest team into the best advantage possible. Another just stroked out to the fielder in the deep there for a single. Continuing, quicker ball outside the off stump. Sanjay pleading for the wide, but probably better off he actually has a go at that one. That was well inside the wide guideline. Just to remind all you watching, those lines are just a guide. They are not official cricket markings. But with the batsman in his normal stance position, if it's inside that line, typically not called wide. Outside it would be. Muscled down the ground there by Sanjay. Didn't look like he got sort of the toe of the bat on that one, so didn't quite time it. Picked up a single. See the shadows taking full effect now. We've got the lights on here at the Bolingbrook Stadium. Just following the line of the delivery there was Fahad stroking it through for a single to the offside and brings us to the end of the over. So 15 overs gone now. That's 3/4 of the overs completed. 99 runs on the board, Midwest, with 2 wickets down. Again, they should be fairly satisfied where they are right now, if not ecstatic. With only 2 wickets down, they probably would have looked to have a few more runs on the board. They do have batting to come. I guess hats off to Incredibles with some reasonably tight bowling for the past few overs. Just a couple of big shots, but other than that, keeping the 1s and 2s and a handful of dots. And that's the nature of the beast right now. But again, just one good over could turn it either way. We have DJ coming back on for his final over of spin. Doesn't generate a lot of spin with the ball, but he's a taller man with his drift, a little bit of guile. He can get the batsman to play false stroke, or a false stroke, and that's generally the aim. Hopefully to be supported by his fielders to take the catches. Fahad got onto that one though. Well fielded on the boundary there by Imran Baba. Coming back for 2, quite well run there by Sanjay. Peel for run out, flicked by DJ onto the stumps, but Sanjay easily home. A little bit of a wicket repair right now. There's some good running there by Sanjay to scramble back for 2. Didn't run the first one hard though, and wouldn't have been in the scramble if he wasn't watching the ball. rightfully called a wide there by umpire Shashank. DJ just pushing too far outside that off stump. Easy call. And again another single. That was wide-ish. Fahad just happy to tap that away and bring himself to 51. He missed that. He's picked up a good 50 here for Midwest. He's going to hope to kick on and score, pick up another 20, 30 runs if he can. Sanjay's going to throw his bat around. He's not one to try to hold up the strike. He'll never be accused of being a Sunil Gavaskar. Got under that one a bit, didn't quite get onto that at all actually, only fell just beyond the 30-yard circle. Some good running, easily back for 2. Quite lucky on that occasion for Fahad, but again, now's the time to play your shots. So you've got to throw some caution to the wind. And in this case, came off lucky. Just asking umpire how many balls to come. Shashank indicates 2 balls left in the over. Again, pushing a little too far outside off stump. Shashank has no option but to call that one a wide. Again, got under that one, and it's going to fall safely. And again, an easy 2 runs. So Fahad with the right mindset now. He's not quite timing the ball on those last 2 occasions, but it is the time to start push the scoring along, this being the 16th over, just 4 overs remaining after this one. And with the fielders placed 5 outside the 30-yard circle, there's plenty of room, even for a missed time, to pick up a run or 2, as they do on those occasions. No wide on that occasion. So 10 runs coming from that over by DJ. That's his final over of the match. That's a 4-over spell completed. 35 runs coming for no wickets. Not quite up to his standard as he's shown in the previous 2 matches that he's played. Fahad's on to 55 off 43. Sanjay's just holding down the other end, 4 runs off 6. And that's the end of 16 overs, 109 runs on the board. A run rate of 6.81. So let's have a quick look at the worm here. We're going to have Mohammad Tassin returning to continue bowling. See, again, Midwest has been moving on fairly consistently at about the 6 or 7 run per over mark, and that's where they are right now. See Tassim just delivering the ball. Sanjay looking to come back for 2. There wasn't one there, but he was looking to test the fielder out. Throw came back a little bit wildly, made it a bit difficult for keeper Arslan to do the work, but again, just a single after all is said and done. It's Fahad on strike. He's now the form batsman, going on at 55 or 43. And he didn't get that one at all. Hit straight into his foot. That's not a good delivery. Wide it down the leg side on the pads. Fahad played a sweep style of shot to the full toss and managed to hit it straight to the fielder at square leg. So just the 1 run coming from it.
There are 3 Fahads playing today.
Oh, I've just been told there are 3 Fahads playing today. That one's Fahad Khan. We have Fahad Baba and Fahad Amir. So why have one Fahad when you can have three, is what I've been told. Speaking of three, Fahad comes back for the third run down to the striker's end there. One Fahad, two Fahads, three Fahads, four, five Fahads, make a bunch and so do many more. Na 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 na. Tassin to continue. Again, just a little in dipper. Get away for a single to the leg side. Again, Midwest cruising along at the 6 run per over mark. That's again what they've got so far this over, with singles and threes. They probably need an over with a few big boundaries to help increase their score. Otherwise it might fall short of par. That one just drifting down to the leg side. Just seeing, just turning to the umpire with a very, very muted appeal for leg before wicket, but I believe it came off the bat. 1 run given to the Sanjay, and that is the end of 17. $116 runs on the board, only 2 wickets down, so Midwest really should start flailing away here. We expect to see some flailing, much like the opening scene from Jaws. Taha to continue, 911 on his back. 911 is not a joke on this occasion, a beautiful delivery. Right in the block hole. Just able to, Sanjay just able to tap it away for a single. Scorekeeper to catch up to it. There we go. That one a little bit more room outside the off stump. Fahad able to flow through with the stroke. Should just come back for a comfortable 2. Didn't quite get all of that. That's the sort of delivery right now they need to be trying to push towards the boundary. Incredibles have shown they've got some very good field placings this evening. Not a lot has gone into the gap. Again, struck away, should just be a single here. Bard's looking a little bit frustrated. That's all he's able to get from that delivery. And so far, Tala's around the wicket process seems to be working for him fairly well. A little bit more pace on that ball. Sanjay not too troubled by the extra pace, but didn't quite time it. Again, a rather easy single off to the square leg region. But at this stage, singles are probably not going to do it. Midwest looks like they might be struggling to get to about 140, which is probably 20-25 below par and about 20-25 below what they were on pace to get at one point. Delivers in the block hole there. Fahad able just to squeeze it away for a single. Should bring us to the end of the over. Just wait for our score to get updated. see the score. We're just waiting. It's the end of the 18th over. We're just waiting for the score to be updated by our scorekeeper. Not on the scoreboard on this. Coming on. Tassin continuing here. And a good catch there. Sanjay getting under that one. Straight to the keeper, straight to Imran Baba. They would fall, they need to, if it's the end of the over, it needs to be up there. Gets me off. Alright, so we have the fall of the third wicket of the innings there. That was Sanjay who was out. Here you go. That was the second ball of the over. That was the second ball of the over, and they got only one. That was the second ball of the over.
And what happened?
Well, they put it down as the first ball of the over. So they're fucking.
One ball, I think, because the last one came away.
They need to correct it somewhere along the line. Alright guys, so we're just getting our score update. Apologise for that. A couple of technical difficulties. Anyway, we have the wicket down. That's Sanjay out. We have the new batsman to the crease is Danish, and Danish starts with a 6, a very massive 6. Guess there's really no time to get your eye in, and Danish has proved that you really don't need to with a shot like that. And I believe we may have a lost ball. But see umpire Shashank dashing off to the ball warehouse there underneath the scoreboard to find a similar replacement ball. So there we have the score updated now. Sorry, our scorekeepers were just getting things corrected. So we had the wicket off the first ball of the over, which was Sanjay caught by Imran, bowled by Mohammad Tassin, and second ball Danish decided to deposit over the cow corner boundary for 6 runs. And now we're all caught up, 3 for 128 after 18.2, while we just wait for a replacement ball. And just while we wait for a replacement ball to come on the field, we see the batting team. Fahad Khan out there, 61 runs of 49. Rahim Rupani with 40 runs. Alright, so here we are, we've got the replacement ball coming in. Danish is on a quest to try losing some more balls. for the big wind-up. Full toss, right on off stump. Danish is pushing for 2. Fahad says no, sends him back. Might have been 2 in that one. It was a bit touch and go perhaps at this stage. Might be worth pushing the fielders. See the Fahad on strike. Swung through, that may not make it all the way to the boundary. We have Tala sweeping the boundary, picks it up, returns it to the bowler's end. But another quick 2 there for Fahad, who's moved along to 63. Fahad's disappointed didn't get onto that one, but they managed to scramble through for a single. So 10 runs coming from the over so far. And of course the wicket. But that brings the dangerous Danish onto strike. Or we can call him Danger Dan. But not Danger Mouse. He may not like that one. And there we have the start of the last over. Tala to bowl the last over with a good looking shot, and he's caught right on the boundary, almost cleared the boundary, but we have again Imran Baba right down at long on, taking a clean catch. That's his second catch, and Fahad's gone. He thought he got into that one. He's getting congratulations from Tala as he goes off the field. And that's the 4th wicket down, but now at this stage they really want to be trying to pick up some extra runs. Just 132 on the board. There's Fahad's figures. 64 runs from 53 balls, caught by Imran Baba, bowled by Tala Mohsin. Strike rate of 120. Just the 2 4s. That's probably the big issue. He was there and certainly contributed nicely for Midwest, but predominance for 1s and 2s throughout much of these innings, and a few more boundaries would have helped propel things along a little bit more. As it stands, we have Midwest Cricket Club, this in their final over, 19.1 overs down, so just 5 balls remaining and only 132 runs on the board. We have Naveed comes in, quicker ball there, and beats him. That was a good delivery. It was just short of a length. Naveed's disappointed he didn't get onto that one, and especially at this stage of a T20 match, a dot ball is certainly a very precious, if not rare, achievement. The ambulance delivers again. They're only managing to get one straight down to the very safe hands, safe fielding of Imran Baba there on the boundary. Yeah. Well, okay. As long as it's got up, it's good. Alright, so just the 3 balls remaining. Danger Dan on strike. Gets onto that one. Perhaps another catch for... Oh, Imran drops that one. He made some good ground to get to the ball, but dropped it right at the death. Mind you, at this stage, not too much damage done. Picked up 2. Tala would have certainly liked the extra wicket. That would have brought a new batsman to the crease, but as it was, Imran dropped a difficult chance. Just 2 runs, and 2 balls now remain in the final over of the Midwest Cricket Club's innings. Danish frees his arms straight down to the field. He fumbles. Some good running. They were always going to look for 2 on that one. And as it was, the fielder, Rashid, should have been able to keep him to a single, but as it was, he fumbled. Come to the pressure. Another 2 runs. Danish moves along to 11, and they have 1 ball remaining in the innings. Midwest looking to get at least 140. Got onto that one. That may pierce the field. No, not quite. They're going to run back for 2. And that should bring an end to the innings. Midwest 139 for 4 after the completion of their 20 overs. All things considered, they're off to a start, 40 runs from their first 6. They only lost 4 wickets. Oh, I am sorry, I jumped to conclusions there. There is still 1 ball remaining. I do apologize, everyone out there. I was getting excited. We have 1 ball remaining in the innings. So I'll get to my summary again here in a second. I'll see all the comments coming in. It's like, Julian, what are you doing? There we go. There's Danish figuring it off. Now they're going to push for another 2. Scurries back for 2. And I believe now we might be done. Let us see if we're done. What is going on? And the score is getting things correct. I'm not sure if the tallies, there are a couple of balls messed up there, but as it was, the actual total is correct. 141 for 4 wickets down. So 141 now achieved at the end of 20 overs by Midwest Cricket Club. After being 40 runs down, after 40 runs in at 6 over mark, and only 4 wickets done for the innings, they probably should have been able to push on to do a little bit more. I guess we have to give credit to the Incredibles bowlers for managing to stem the flow of runs just when it looks like Midwest were going to get going. They're able to pick up a wicket here and there. And as it was, 141 should set things up for a reasonable run chase here. Perhaps Midwest about 20 runs short of where they should have been. But that being said, you've got runs on the board, and sometimes it's easier to defend when you have runs on the board. So that is the end of the first innings. We'll take a 10-minute break. We'll be back here shortly for the Incredibles to begin their run chase. Just as the lights come on here, as the sun sets off to the west, it should be a beautiful night for the second half of this match. If you're in the area, feel free to come on down, join us, and we'll speak to you in 10 minutes. I know. I always do. Welcome back, people, to the Bolingbrook Cricket Ground, the live broadcast here from beautiful Bolingbrook Stadium. With the lights now taking effect, we see players coming on the field for the start of the run chase. Incredibles batsmen walking to the crease. We have Farhad and who? We have Shahir Hassan and Farhad Baba coming to the crease. Have a few of the batsmen or the bowlers just going through their paces, getting themselves warmed up. Umpire Shashank getting himself in position, and we have 141 runs on the board for Midwest, so 142 is the target for victory of 20 overs, so just over 7 runs and over required. We're just going to get our scoring underway here. And we do have Sharik Sheikh will be joining me in the commentary box very soon. He's arrived at the ground. We'll be doing some commentary to get things moving. See Sanjay not keeping tonight. It's Naveed doing his keeping. We'll get the scoreboard updated here. Just getting the scoring up and running. I believe we are going to have Haroon will be the opening bowler. Haroon Khan. Fielders get themselves in position. See Assad just walking across out to square leg. Assad is the leading wicket taker in the Nine Sports Night T20 Cup here so far. And we do have some matches to be rescheduled. This is our first match back after a week's worth of rain. The ground's looking in great condition now. It's a beautiful night, if not a tad chilly. Breeze blowing across the ground, but it's cloudless skies, the lights taking effect as the daylight fades. It's a beautiful night. If you're in the area, please come on down, enjoy some good cricket. This should be a good run chase. Farhad and Shahir hoping to make it a quick run chase. As we welcome to the commentary box, Sharik Sheikh will do a marvellous job.
Thank you, Julian. Good evening, everyone. Great game on hand, beautiful evening, beautiful breeze. Lights taking into effect momentarily. Incredibles chasing 141 after quite a disciplined fielding and bowling display from them, having restricted Midwest at 141 for the loss of 4 wickets. 2 firepowers in the center from Incredibles in Farhad and Shahir. Should be a pretty easy chase should either of these get going. Only requires 7 and over from here on out. Maddie should be starting the attack from Midwest. Farhad pulls it pretty powerfully into the mid-wicket region, actually. Should be a comfortable double. This will have to be redone. Maddie pulls out at the last minutes. Game 13 in this Nine Sports T20 League here at the BPL Stadium, folks. Thanks to all our sponsors. Better line and length this time. Played off the back foot into the short mid-off region within the circle for a quick single shot here on strike. Pulls it very strongly into the fine leg region. Should go all the way, if not at least for a boundary, and it does. Very solid start from Shahir up at the top, setting the tone from the word go. Short of a short arm jab. Did the job. Beautiful view from behind the wickets, brought to us from our GoPro, capturing the stadium, capturing the sunset and the lights. Matty continues. Pretty wide, extends his arm, plays it down into the covers, just past the 30-yard. Good fielding effort, restricting them to a single only. There we go for the replay, folks. Matty to Fahad. Slightly short, plays it into the backward cover region for a single just past the circle. Backward point, rather. Fuller this time drills it down the ground into the long on region for a lazy single. That should complete the over. 10 runs have come in the first over, so Incredibles having made a pretty solid start to their batting innings. Remember, they're only chasing 141. And they do possess quite a deep and a strong batting lineup. Can't be writing Midwest off by any means at this point. This format of the game swings back and forth pretty quickly, as you guys have seen in earlier part of the tournament. Asad Lala comes into the attack, who I believe happens to be the highest wicket taker thus far in this 9 Sports T20 League here at BPL. He's had a couple of really good outings against some top quality batting. Lighted up, plays it on the full down to the short mid-off region for a single, putting Fahad back on strike against Asad Lala. Another flighted loopy delivery. This was a non-delivery. He just pulls it and no given. As expected, it was way above the waistline. Might have actually slipped out of his hand in his stride. Asad Lala, that is. And Fahad taking full advantage of it. While they only run a single, they get a free hit. Shahir on strike. Comes down the track. It's actually pretty decently bowled. Didn't really give him too much room from the length perspective. He just ends up drilling it down for a dot ball. So good comeback from Asad Lala, having had to go for the free hit delivery. Slightly fuller into the body line, well bowled for a dot delivery. Fuller, wider, plays it very well all the way, just past right of us in the commentary box for a maximum by Shahir. This was kind of a freebie given the width provided on that occasion from Asad Lala to Shahir, and he just muscles it for a maximum. Almost came into our equipment, folks, just slightly right of us. Goes Fuller this time, down the leg, plays off the feed into the on region for a comfortable 1. 10 runs have come already in the second over, so Incredibles going at a very healthy run rate, it being 10.91. Another sort of a loopy whitish delivery into the off region, played on the full into the cover region for another single. That should complete the over. I feel Asad really didn't find his line and length throughout the over. Ball seemed to be slipping out of his hand and not gripping. 21 for no loss nonetheless. Incredibles off to a very decent start. Matty to continue for his second. That should be Fahad on strike. Down the leg, defends it off the back foot, back to the bowler for a dot delivery. Plays it into the cover within the circle, no damage done, well bowled. Another beautiful view from behind the stump at this twilight time. Sun almost having set, lights taking into full effect. Gorgeous view as well as gorgeous feel. If you're nearby, come on down, enjoy the night, enjoy cricket, enjoy the beautiful stadium under lights on this Thursday night. Fuller into the middle stump line, very well bowled. Fahad just defending it from the back foot on that occasion, respecting the line and length from Matty. Wide and short, Fahad comfortably plays it behind point for a boundary. A very good looking shot. Here we go for the replay, folks. He waits for it, and just slices it in the end. Finds the gap and gets a boundary. So yet again, after a very decent start of the over, a boundary has been conceded from Midwest in their third over. Fuller, slightly Yorker length, Wasn't able to get a wood on it. No connection. Goes pass back to the keeper, who couldn't collect. Dot delivery nonetheless. Should be the last legal delivery in this Matty's second over. 4 runs have come so far. Incredible setting at 8.8 from the run rate perspective. Here we go. Oh, an attempted pull doesn't make a connection. Could have actually inside edged back to the keeper. Gets lucky on that occasion, Fahad, and this should complete the over. Incredibles 25 for no loss at the end of the third. Asad to continue his second against Shahir. That's the line that he was looking for in his first. This one deceiving Shahir completely. Fuller into the middle stump, going slightly past the leg stump and deceiving him completely. Remember him picking up a couple of wickets, bowling the batters in last couple of games on very similar looking deliveries. This one just plays off the feed into the mid-off region. They run a quick single. There was a bit of an attempt of a run out. Had the throw been slightly quicker and better targeted. 1 run conceded. Very wide and loopy delivery into the offside. Fahad just plays it into the offside, just past the circle, into the covers for a single. Fuller into the offside, goes for a wild heave, doesn't connect. Swing and a miss. Very well bowled from Asad. Getting the better of Shahir on that occasion. He was too early in his shot, I believe. Wideish Fuller, driven off the front foot into the long off region for a 1. Fahad back on strike, which should be the last delivery from us at second over here. Very well bowled. He goes through the gate and gets the prize wicket of Fahad. Middle stump uprooted, folks. That's the line and length Asad has been bowling in this tournament and picking up wickets right and left. Slides down a little bit, swings in and takes the middle stump out. Fahad completely bamboozled on that occasion. Very well bowled, Asad. As Midwest folks converge in the center, congratulating Asad, well deserved. And a very important wicket, to say the least. So Midwest draw first blood, having picked up Fahad's wicket at the score of 28 after 4 overs completed. Reminding you folks, 2 more overs remaining in the power play with the fielding restrictions. Fahad being the new batter who has joined Shahir at the center. Shahir at 16 off of 12. After a decent start, sort of a loss of a wicket against the flow. I'll get you the name of the bowler in a second as soon as I find out. Fahad being the second change from Midwest, bowling to Shahir. A pretty decent line of length, slightly short on the offside, and that corridor of uncertainty inviting him to play. He only cuts it straight to the fielder inside the circle. Dot delivery. Down in the center, played off the feed into the actually inside the circle into the covers. Fielded pretty well, no run conceded. Yeah, Midwest made a pretty good comeback from where they are now, given where they were at the end of the third over. So they've definitely brought back the scoring a little bit. This one, a massive appeal for the leg before. The height might have been an issue. Shahir goes across the line, attempts to pull it, misses it, and gets hit on the thigh pad. So obviously it was always going to go above the stump. A pretty exciting appeal, but very good decision in the end by umpire Sashank. Players converge to Shahir just to make sure that he's okay and there's no injury scare. We certainly hope that is not the case. He looks to be okay. All should be good. We should be back underway momentarily. Here we go. Pretty decent start of the over from Fahad in his first. No runs have conceded thus far. Yorker length digs it out very comfortably straight past the non-striker for a single. Well bowled and well played. Fahad on strike, Fuller off the feet into the short, long off region to get him off the strike. And there we go for the replay. Pretty good line of length on this occasion from Fahad, who's bowled a pretty decent over, I must say. Only only conceded 2 runs, 1 delivery remaining. Incredibles 30 for 1. Fuller digs it out into the cover region for a single. Gets cut right past the circle. They come back for 2. So here we go at the end of the 5th over. Incredibles at 30 for 1. And welcome, Julian.
Thank you, Rick. Yes, 32 for 1 actually in the 5 overs. Still 1 over remaining in the power play. With Shahir finding his, getting his eye in. Hasn't done too much wrong at the moment. 19 off 17, but he is has the potential to really get things moving along once he gets his eye in. So that gets back to the run rate that was established by Midwest. As we said earlier, they may be 20 runs short, but we'll see. Fahad with a good over there, 4 runs just coming from his first over. That's going to bring the leading wicket taker in this current competition to the bowling crease. It's Asad Lala. Asad has 12 wickets so far in the competition, twice as many as anyone else. Asad is former first-class cricketer from Pakistan. Played a fairly high level back in his homeland, probably a few years ago now, but it still shows that he can bowl. He comes left arm around as he typically does. And as you see, he's a very thoughtful bowler. Tends to rely on guile and drift, if not excessive amount of spin, but again, spin in the on these artificial turf is hard to come by, so have to rely on flight, much as he did there. Fahad just taps it away. That's Fahad number 3 for the match. Not in any particular order, but taps away for a single. That brings Shahir on strike. Shahir is a powerful batsman. If he gets it in his wheelhouse, he's able to deposit it over the boundary fairly easily. He tried on that occasion. He did not get onto it. Straight to the man at long on. That is Rahim Rupani fielding the ball, getting it back quickly just for a single. Assad just getting himself together off a very short run, very economical. And again, you see the flight there. I'm not sure we can get a replay on that one. The flight of that ball. You can see the dip, just throwing the batsman off. Not able to get onto that. Tapped away harmlessly for no run. Again, the flight once again there. Driven down to the man, a little uppishly. Fell short of the man there at wide mid-off. But dangerous. And this is why Asad has picked up so many wickets in this tournament. He's obviously not going to outpace you, but he can certainly outfool you. And wisely left alone there. End of a very, very tidy over, his first. Asad Lala with just 2 runs coming from his first. 34 runs on the board after 6. That's the end of the power play. The Midwest cricket team are now allowed to have 5 members of their fielding squad outside the 30-yard circle if they choose, and likely with Shahir Hassan going to be on strike here to start the 7th over, they will most likely choose to have 5 players outside the 30-yard circle. Going to have Fahad Tariq to continue bowling. And we see Fahad continuing. hit away fairly sharply there by Shahir, but well fielded there by, I believe that is Danish. Some good fielding, sculling around, got down to the ground, stopped it and kept it to a single. Not only does that limit them to one single, but it also takes Shahir, the danger man, off strike. Not that Fahad is certainly not a competent batsman, but Shahir does possess the significant power out of the two. But that was a drifty full toss outside the off stump. Fahad looking for two, easy single. Perhaps might have done a little bit more than that with the ball, but again Shahir now back on strike. Fahad might be disappointed that wasn't a good ball, just looking at his footing, see what might have made him, he's blaming a few little rocks and bits of dirt on the ground there that may have caused him to slip. And again, as a bowler, certainly want to make sure that you have secure footing for your landing foot and your delivery stride. He bowls a little bit wrong-footed, with a little bit of a skip at the delivery stride. That one, delivery stride, come off the edge of the bat, uppish and edgy, but through to the boundary for 4 runs. Fahad wouldn't be too disappointed with that a particular shot, because it certainly caused a false stroke from the batsman, but it did manage to go through for 4 runs. And I have a correction to our previous statistic of only 3 Fahads in this match. There are actually 4 Fahads participating in this match. That's about a 20% Fahad participation rate. Wide of the crease. Shahir not able to really get onto that one. An easy single. Perhaps would have been looking to drive that one a little bit more. Shahir perhaps a little bit disappointed with that, but again an easy single and he's still around. Plenty of time left. And Fahad to Fahad, and fielded by Fahad. Batter Fahad probably didn't get his foot across with that one like he would have liked to. Swung the bat more than footwork. May have let him down there. But again, Fahad Tariq bowling fairly decently here. Final ball of his 12th over is a good ball, peeling for the court behind. Looks like it missed the bat, and the bat probably tapped the ground, giving the semblance of a noise to cause the appeal. But really no threat of being given out there by a very astute umpire, Shashank Garamanagu. But a good over from Fahad, just 11 runs coming from his 2 overs. Again, once again, anything under 6 per over as a bowler is usually considered very handy in the T20 world. We're going to have Asad Lala continuing. He's just making sure he gets his field set. There's a view from stump cam. You see that Shahir is wearing his favourite shoes. Perhaps he's due for a new pair. Asad really concerned about making sure he gets his deep fielders in the right position. We've seen a lot of action at min-on and min-off so far in this match. A couple of good catches from Imran Babar down at long on. Certainly plenty of action fielding the ball down there, and probably more to continue. And in this case, there's a good catch. Yes, caught it right on the boundary line. I believe that's Rahim Rupani. Right on the boundary line. That was a good catch. Getting rid of the danger man, Shahir Hassan. That was an excellent catch on the boundary there by Fahim. He did juggle it. By Rahim. He did juggle it and put the heart in the throat of both the bowler Asad and his captain. See Asad reacting there. See, there's Shahir's figures coming up. 26 runs off 22 balls. Caught Rahim Rupani, well, Asad Lala. 2 fours and just the 1-6. Strike rate of 118. Shahir probably disappointed that he didn't really get going. Obviously a handy contribution to the run chase, but Shahir is renowned for hitting on and scoring some big innings if he does get his eye in. It's going to bring to the crease Moin Baba. But with that wicket, we might see it's going to bring some hope to Midwest that they can defend this total. Still another 101 runs required. See the score coming up again here. It's 2 for 41 now, are the Incredibles after 7.1 overs. And this is Assad picking up his second wicket of the innings. That's going to bring him on to a total of 14 wickets for the tournament so far. That's an incredible strike rate, wicket rate. He's doing a phenomenal job for his team. See, from stump cam there, the new batsman Moen taking guard. Looks like he's taking leg stump guard. Now he's going to get middle. He's going to be told to drag it back a little bit towards him. There we go. Taking middle stump. Assad with his fourth over of the innings. Just 16 runs so far. 2 wickets down. He's done a great job. We see Moen Baba with the vest on. It is a little cool here on this cloudless night in Bolingbrook. But we'll certainly take a cloudless night over all the rain we've had for the past week. Just face his first delivery, just happy to defend it away. Probably safe to try seeing Assad off at this case, and then try getting onto the rest of the bowling squad. Not taking any risks is Moen. Still plenty of time left in the innings, another 12 overs remaining after this. Started with his efficient run up, a few little steps. He packs in about 5 or 6 steps into about a 2 meter radius. 2 meter. Sometimes it goes by twinkle toes with his little dance to the crease. Almost ballet-esque, there we go. Another good delivery, just popped. Just sort of tapped away, I guess, by Moen towards the leg side. It looks like he was calling for a run. Fahad was having nothing of that. Sent him back. Said, "Stay where you are, sir. I'm going to stand here. Perhaps we'll just play this last delivery out and get through to the next bowler." As they do know, they're going to pick up a single. Off the last ball of the over, Moen will retain the strike for the start of the 9th over. That's 8 overs done. Incredibles are 42 for 2 after 8, with another precisely 100 runs required in 8 overs, which would be a run rate of 12.5. No, I'm sorry, 8.8. I've got to do my math in my head. 8.66, I believe. But Assad with the lovely figures, 2 for 17 of 4 overs. Magnificent stuff there from Assad. Let's have a look at the respective worms coming up here. We'll see Incredibles were ahead of the run chase there, but they've just ducked back with some good bowling, particularly from Assad there. Picking up the 2 wickets as well as just controlling the run rate. He's only giving up about 4 runs and over. That's excellent bowling. We're going to have Fad. This is going to be Fad Khan coming on the bowl, I believe. He's also going to adopt the round the wicket tactic, trying to cramp the batsman for room, prevent them able to free their arms to sort of stroke away. But they do run the risk if they stray down the leg side, then it's either a wide or easy pickings. Good delivery there. Moen just strokes it away. Confident shot, but straight to the fielder for no run. So Moen's, well, both these batsmen taking their time. Again, there's still plenty of time left to chase down the 100 runs required. But some good bowling to help Pekin back may put the pressure on. Good looking shot, fielded awkwardly by Fahad's foot, unintentionally. Got a smile on his face, probably going to have a small bruise there for tomorrow, but it is a long weekend. Midwest Cricket Club are playing in the Liberty Cup this weekend, so he will be required to play some matches. Midwest is scheduled for 2 matches, I believe, on Saturday. In the tournament style Liberty Cup. It looks like they may be calling for the magic spray. He's got his shoe off. Just examining his toes. Yes, there's still 5 of them remaining. Mind you, he was born with 6, so that's awkward. He really wasn't born with 6 toes. If he was, he may be a remarkable swimmer. So the magic spray has been administered to Fahad's foot, has numbed the pain and the bruise. Obviously no significant damage, but enough to make him probably squirm and squeal when he gets up first thing in the morning tomorrow and put some weight on it. Another good looking delivery from round the wicket, straight into Moen's block hole. Could sometimes be considered painful, but that time he just stroked it away for a run. Bit of almost a collision mid-pitch between the 2 runners, trying to figure out who was going where. But easily through for the single. And just tapped away for no run there, defended. Fahad's got a good over, even with his sore foot, bowling quite nicely right now. And just tapped right around the corner there, coming back for 2. Easy, comfortable 2 there by Fahad. So the replay of that, Fahad to Fahad. An awkward looking shot, but did manage to get enough wood on it to clear any fielder. Fahad continues once more. Second last ball of his over. Flicked away there by Fahad. Off to the leg side region. Comes back for another comfortable 2. Now Fahad's starting to find his eye. To the replay there. It was a good looking shot. It was a full toss. And we'll just get our scorekeepers to get the scoreboard up to date correctly. That should be the end of the over. That's 9 overs done. Score scorekeepers to get the scoreboard updated. Should be completed of 9 overs, 5. There we go. I put in an extra dot. That dot actually should have been before the 1, I believe. No, actually after the 1. Should be dot dot 1 dot 22, but as it was, they threw it on at the end. So ignore them. We'll get this right. Mind you, the main factor is the scorecard is correct. 47 runs, 2 wickets down at the end of 9. Incredibles going along a run rate of about 5.22. They still need 95 runs off 11 overs, so the run rate required is creeping up to about 11 runs per over right now. We've got the new bowler Asad Tariq to come on, just rolling his arm over. Mohan Baba on strike. So it's just trying to eye him down. Again, an efficient run up here, just a few little steps. Wide-ish, but struck away by Moin. No run. Since the 2 dangerous batsmen, not that these batsmen are not dangerous, but Fahad Baba and Shahir Hassan have gotten out, the run rate has definitely come down. Moin sort of flails outside off stump there, misses completely. Outside continuing, lofted delivery, if I could speak. Very tidy so far, just consistent bowling. Just short of a length, not enough room to work with. See Moin sort of try to change his stance there to get across the ball. Didn't quite get to the pitch of that one, lofted it to about the 30-yard boundary, a little bit past the 30-yard boundary. There's no fielder present, so it was safe, and scampered through for a run. Fly to delivery there by Assad. Drew the batsman Fahad into a false stroke. Fortunately for Fahad, he got an edge past the keeper for a run. But that's what Assad would be looking for. He's not going to be too upset giving away a single under those circumstances. Where he can hopefully try to coerce the batsman into a false stroke and straight to a fielder would be the ideal ploy. Again, another lofted delivery. Moin misread the flight of that completely. And the end of an extremely tidy over, just 2 runs coming from that. Asad Tariq picking up where Asad Lala left off. And so we see the Incredibles doing an excellent job of pegging the run rate back. See the Midwest team, oh, we didn't see that one. Sorry, I put the wrong graphic up. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see the run chase worm now. The Incredibles halfway through their 20 overs at the 10 over mark. We see their orange worm dipping significantly below the Midwest worm. Just 49 runs on the board now with another 93 to get off 10 overs at a run rate of 9.3. And Fahad Khan to continue. Yorked him, coming around the wicket. Be hard pressed to get an LBW decision unless he pitches it well up, which he did on this occasion. Not sure, couldn't quite see if there's a little bit of bat on that one, but it was a half-hearted appeal. Really no chance of consideration for leg before wicket on that occasion. Umpire Shashank Garamangu unmoved. That's a better looking shot. Played it around the corner. Looks like it's heading towards the boundary. It may just pull it. No. I believe it's gone all the way for 4 runs. 4 runs signalled by umpire Shashank. That's a good shot there by Fahad. Trying to push the scoring along. And he moves along into double figures. And that's precisely what Incredibles needed at this point. They've been pegged down for the last few overs, both by Fahad and the 2 Asads. Fahad continuing. Nice delivery, just squeezed away there for an easy single. Thanks again to all those people watching out there on the live Facebook live broadcast. Mine just taps away to leg side for no run, well defended there. Now we see Najmi out there, who will be playing this weekend in the Liberty Cup here in Bolingbrook, playing for the Lahore Qalandars. And we welcome all the players from around the Chicago region who will be participating in the Liberty Cup this weekend. Tapped away around the corner then for another single. Yes, the Liberty Cup will be beginning tomorrow night. That's Friday, July the 2nd, with a night game, 6:30 I believe is the time. It's available on Cricket Clubs for the exact schedule. Tomorrow's night match is the Lahore Qalandars versus the Bolingbrook Flames to kick off the Liberty Cup for 2021. Delivers right on the crease line, not quite a Yorker, but in the block hole there. Tapped away for an easy single. That brings us to the end of the over. 7 runs coming from it. Incredibles now 56 for 2 after 11 overs. 9 overs remaining with 86 runs required to get them home. It looks like we're in for a good run chase, just 2 wickets down, so plenty of batting in the shed for Incredibles to try to accelerate the run rate. Relieve me again. Yeah. So come on, do the next over after this one. Alright, so we're going to have Asad Tariq continuing here. Going to flight the ball again, yes he does, a little bit wide on that occasion. Fahd Amir would have liked to have done a little bit more with that. He sort of cramped himself, I believe, for the room. There should have been room outside the off stump there, but he cramped himself, just managed to chop it into the pitch for no run. Well flighted delivery. Fahd got on that one. He doesn't quite get onto it. Thankfully for Fahd, it managed to bounce in front of the 2 fielders out there who were converging on it. The mid-off and mid-on fielder were almost destined to crash into each other out there. Thankfully they didn't, but ultimately it was a safe single. Tempting delivery there by Moeen, who's batting fairly restrained right now. He's got just the 4 runs off 16 deliveries. Not exactly the strike rate required typically in a T20 match, although there's still plenty of time left in this. Now he tries to get onto it, and he did. He certainly got all of that one. That one's gone for a big 6. And the fielder's not even going to check for the cricket ball there. That was a good looking shot from Moeen there. Certainly trying to move the scoring rate along, and he certainly did so on that occasion. Brings himself into double figures. As we wait for umpire Shashank to go find a suitable replacement ball. Still with another 8.5 overs left, well 8.2 overs left in the run chase. See the Incredibles there creeping along. Still under the 6 run and over mark. They want to be able to start to accelerate that before too long. They don't want to leave too much towards the end. They may find themselves in a bit of trouble, much like South Africa did today, losing wickets at crucial stages against the West Indies. See umpire Shashank charging back with the replacement ball. There's the current Incredibles batting lineup. See Fahad Baba Probably missing out there, just 11 runs. Shahir Hassan, getting a decent start, but not able to go on with it at this stage. And these two batsmen currently in well set, but need to really start getting things moving along. Alright, so I've had both teams having a quick look at the replacement ball. Everyone seems satisfied that it's close enough for the match to continue. Here's some fireworks going off in the distance. Anyone's got a dog might be upset by that. Please think about your pets when you're setting off fireworks. Struck away there by Moen, just for an easy single. And apart from that one big six, Assad is still with the very tidy figures of 10 runs so far off almost his 2 overs. Lofted delivery, chipped away, sort of a short forearm jab style of chip towards the mid-wicket region for just a single, and that should bring us to the end of the 12th over. Should bring us to the end of the 12th over. Perhaps there's a miscount. Or perhaps our scorers miscounted, but just a single there to end the over. So.
There was no dot ball in the first ball, that's the problem.
Oh, okay. So we had a bit of a scoring issue there. They're just correcting the scoreline. Make sure we get that corrected for you. You may need to get the scorers to come sit next to us so that we can throw a backhand their direction if they get the score mixed up. But as it is now 66 after 12 overs. Let's bring back to the commentary box the maestro, Sharik Sheikh, and here he is.
Thank you, Julian. This has been quite a comeback from Midwest. Given the start that the Incredibles had up at the top when Fahad and Shahir were batting, and they had put up 28 for no loss in 3. Some disciplined bowling and fielding, reeling them back at the run rate of 5.5. Mind you, folks, the starting required run rate was around 7. Game hangs in balance, courtesy Midwest disciplined bowling. This one dug out, struck well, goes aerial, lands in no man's land in the long on region while they scamper for 2, I believe. Yeah, just didn't quite get all underneath it. A bit of a bottom toe or an edge. Bit of a mistime, nonetheless, gets them 2. Moeen at 14, Fahad at 16, respectively. A very good deceiving delivery into the off stump region, inviting to play, takes a dab at it, couldn't connect. Dot delivery at the end. Short, struck very well off the back foot into the cover region, past the circle for a quick 1. Another widest delivery off the off stump. Every dot delivery is precious in this chase, as well as in the defense from Midwest perspective. So good over this far from Fahad, which is his 3rd. This one slapped off the back foot into the cover just behind. Goes past the circle. This should only be a 1. Good looking back foot cut. Goes Fuller. There's an appeal for a caught behind, or had that been for the leg before? I couldn't really tell. The non-striker was blocking my view from the angle. But a dot delivery to end the over. A very good over from Fahad. He's gone for 16 and his 3. Incredibles at 70 for the loss of 2 wickets, sitting at 5.38 from a run rate perspective. They have 7 overs to go. Plenty of batting. But this is turning out to be quite an entertaining game from a chase perspective. Initially, we thought it might have been a walk in the park. Not to be. Credit to Midwest bowlers and their fielding display. So at the end of the over, I'd like to bring you folks some numbers in terms of this 9 Sports T20 League. From the points table perspective, Incredibles are sitting up at top, followed by Golden Eagles and Black Caps. Mind you, folks, we do have 9 teams participating. And here we go with the warm chart. Blue being the Midwest, red being the Incredibles. I would say pretty head-to-head. This one shimmies down the track a little bit, cuts it into the covers, gets it past the circle. Danish gives it a good chase and restricts it to a 1, I believe. Yep. Enticing delivery, invites him to play. He does. Picks it up, and this one came right into the commentary box. In fact, just behind the monitor, past the boundary line for a maximum. As I was watching the ball, I was also kind of trying to find the cover. It falls about 3 to 4 feet short of me, or in front of me. Pretty looking shot for a maximum from Muin. That's what they need to do. They need to back themselves up. They got a lot of batting to come, and they should be confident of being able to chase this down. This one was just sort of a defense prod backed past the bowler for no run. This one goes down the leg, should be given as a wide. It is. Better line this time, swatted off the back foot, should go all the way into the cow corner for a 6. Very good looking shot, well struck, well timed, and results driven. Let's watch this as a replay, folks. He waited, rocks back a little bit, plays an offside delivery, pulling into the onside, into the cow corner, goes all the way behind the fence. Another very powerful, drilling it down the ground past the bowler, straight into the long on region for a single. This has been a very productive over from Incredibles' viewpoint. 2 maximums have come and an extra and couple of singles. Plays it down into the short mid-on region for a single. That should complete the over. Incredibles having done pretty well in this 14th. Sitting at 86 with 8 wickets remaining. They have definitely improved the run rate to 6.14. Here's a quick look at the numbers from the batting's perspective. Fahad up at the top, having scored 11 off of 13. Shahir gone for 26 off of 22, and these two, Fahad Amir and Muin Babar, are doing quite a remarkable rebuilding job at this moment. And like I said, they do have a couple more experienced batters to come in this batting and chase lineup of theirs. Off the feet into the onside, I believe square leg region, run a comfortable single and come back for 2. mistimed. Was going to go into the covers. Ends up just swatting it back to the bowler. No damage. This is Fahad's 4th over. He's gone for 18. Pretty decent performance from him tonight. Tries to cut it. This one, Fahad doesn't connect. Bit of a commotion coming through from Incredible's dugout. Rightly so. These two seem to be showing some intent, but seem to be throwing their hands and arms onto anything at this moment. Seems a bit risky. That's the part of commotion that I heard from the Incredibles dugout. Back to the 2 at the center. So let's see what that does. This one well timed and well cut. Short third man region for a comfortable single. Rocks back, plays it down the ground into the short mid-on region. Well fielded within the circle, dot delivery. If I had to venture the guess, they do need to be getting about 10 and over from here on out from the required run rate perspective, given the fact that they're at 89 and the score to win is 142, and after this delivery we should have 5 overs remaining. A very good line and length. He goes for a wild heave, doesn't connect. A very good spell from Fahad tonight. Bowled 4, conceded only 19. He did not pick up a wicket, but he was very disciplined in terms of the numbers from the runs that he has conceded. So job well done to Midwest Fahad. 15 over completes. Here is an over by over layover chart. 14 over being a pretty good one for Incredibles, as we were just talking about. Other than that, it looks to be pretty much on par in terms of comparison between the first and the second inning. Here we go, a quick match summary. Incredibles, Babar, Hassan and Amir. Lala being the pick of the bowler so far from Midwest, as he has been in previous games as well. Wider off the off stump, should be given as a wide. It is. A bit of a tight call, but I do believe it was going over the marker. Another wide and fuller delivery. This one's very confidently slashed into the cover region for a 1. This was actually behind point. They take 2. Fahad is back on strike. While the bowler redoes his run up. Very flighted, foolish delivery into the off. Just lets it go this time. Fahad, that is. This is Fahad against Fahad. Fahad T being the bowler against Fahad A from Incredibles, who is on strike at the moment. Lots of Fahad playing tonight. I reckon minimally 4 from both sides, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this was kind of in his arc. He goes for a full swing, doesn't connect.
No, not this week. Liberty Duck.
Tries to loft it into the onside.
I've got to get 3 games somewhere in. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I'll find something.
There's more, hopefully it doesn't rain now. It does show there's rain next week.
A bit of rain's alright. It was all the heavy rain.
Here we go, folks. I gave you some rough numbers earlier when we had the ticker not showing the required run rate. I was pretty close. It says crept up or climbed up to be 11.11 at the moment from Incredible's perspective. This one, again, too wide given as a wide. So 4.3 overs remaining. Required run rate being slightly above 11. And Incredibles needing 49. So these extras are not going to help the cause from Midwest standpoint. They've done a pretty decent job at pegging Incredibles back up at the top. They should control the extras. This one, again, another delivery that was in his slot and arc and could have gone big. Completely misses it and a bit disappointed in himself as well. Trying to make sense of what's going on in the middle at the moment. I'm a bit lost. Retired hurt is the call. So Fahad being the guy who's walking back to the dugout. Muin hangs in there. Let's see who joins Muin at the center. I think Fahad did a decent job in rebuilding the innings, but his strike rate was probably not on par for the cause. He's done 24 off of 32, so in this format, as you folks know, anything that is less than 100 of a strike rate isn't considered good in the cause of a chase under lights. So that's probably why this call was made. I believe Talha Mohsin has come in from Incredibles to join Muin in the center, where they need about 11 and over from here on out, folks. So this should be quite interesting. Stick around for the remaining 5 overs with us. Very wide. Another extra conceded from Midwest and Fahad. Not good at this point. He's gone for 3 extras. And he's done fairly well in terms of the last couple of overs that he has bowled in his spell. He's only gone for 16. So these extras are really not doing a favor to his numbers or tally. This one goes up in the air. Long on is in business and is comfortably caught. Very good caught. Very good catch. Very well judged. Fahad being the bowler that caught it.
Fahad Khan.
Off of Fahad T. So that ploy didn't quite work out in terms of Incredibles calling back a better and having sent Talha, who goes big on the first delivery that he faces. Picks it up a bit of a bottom toe and edge. Doesn't quite get all underneath it. Doesn't time it. More elevation than distance. Lands safely into the long on region for a very good catch.
He's full of 18s, right?
9.
9?
So 6 out of the 9 make it through.
Incredibles 4 down, barring the retired hurt. Arsalan Babar joins Muin Babar in the center.
I don't know why they're not sending Rashid.
Required run rate climbing up to be 11.5 per over. 48 being required off of 4 overs.
Baba for Baba.
Indeed. Quite an eventful over from Fahad. A wicket, 3 extras, 3 runs, 3 dot deliveries. Let's see what the end of the over looks like from his third against Ursulan Babar on his strike from Incredibles. Beg your pardon, that was Muin, and he just taps it down for a single. That should complete the 16th over. Incredibles at 95 for the loss of 4 wickets. Julian, I think this has been a pretty decent comeback and a very disciplined bowling effort from Midwest perspective. What do you reckon we have on hand?
Absolutely, fully agree with Eric. We have just 95 runs off the night of 16 overs, so just under six runs per over. I believe the Incredibles should have been in a better position by now. Let's bring up the respective worm. Here we go. See, the worm's running parallel, but especially with the 2 quick wickets there, Incredibles now 4 wickets down and just ducking underneath where they need to be. So this is going to be Haroon Khan to continue. That should be Moen on strike. I think the scorers need to get that corrected. So that was a single coming off, 2 runs coming off for Moen there now, and it looks like we've got the scoring back again. So we've got Moen on strike on 30, got Haroon Khan continuing, 2 runs coming there, 97 for 4 with 45 required from just 23 deliveries, so about 2 runs a ball, almost 12 runs per over, and we see Moen starting to make moves now, pick up his strike rate, but unfortunately they're only able to pick up a single. And that's lofted, it's drifted there straight to the save arms. I believe that's Asad Tariq taking the catch. And that's Aslan out for just a cameo appearance, just 1 run of Haroon. And the Incredibles are looking in trouble now. 5 wickets down for 98 runs, still 44 runs required to victory. Midwest looking like they hadn't put enough runs on the board, but at the moment they're doing a good job of defending it. Here we are, see the over by over chart, and you can see the blue there of Midwest. For the most part, some higher buildings than the Incredibles, apart from that 1 over there, the 14th over for the Incredibles where they scored the run. So here we have the wily Rashid Khan coming to the crease. There's the worm. Hasn't moved much from the previous over. It tends to update every over, but that's the 5th wicket down once the scorers get this up to speed here. Incredibles should be 5 for 98 with that wicket. And there we have it. It's Haroon with the 1 wicket now, 1 for 17 after 2.5 overs. Incredible, still with some work to do. Moen still set there. He's now the set batsman. Should stay the whole length of the innings to try bringing Incredibles home. He doesn't want to give his wicket away too cheaply here. But joined by Rashid, who's at the non-striker's end. The batsman did cross as the ball was in the air when the catch was taken. Again, just able to play it away for a single. That brings Rashid to strike. He's taking guard. And the veteran batsman, who still managed to make some handy runs in the 30-30 league. I believe this is his first match in the night tournament so far. A very seasoned batsman and certainly adept and able to put on some runs when needed. Good looking shot, just cut out of the way. Get himself off the mark and bring up the 100 for the Incredibles. Now 5 wickets down. And the last ball of the 17th over coming up. So still 42 runs required from 19 deliveries. The run rate's crept up to over 2 runs per ball at 13.26. And every dot ball, every single that goes by, Incredibles are looking further and further in the driver's seat. Again, a good delivery, yorked him, and very precious dot ball. So at the end of 17, Incredibles travelling along at less than 6 runs per over. They really need to get their motor on now. They need 14 runs per over from this point onwards. I think it's fair to say that Midwest have done an awesome job of pegging the Incredibles back after their early start. And we see there the worm chart. See the Incredibles running parallel to the blue worm of Midwest, but not able to narrow the gap. And as each ball ticks away, then makes it more difficult for them. Now, here we have the bowling figures. Asalala with the standout there with 4 overs, 2 for 17. Fahad Tariq with 1 for 17 off his 3 overs. Good job there. Harun Khan with 1 for 19. All the figures, apart from Asad Tariq, who was a little bit expensive. But all in all, some pretty good bowling figures there. Fahad Khan with just 19 runs off his 4 overs. No wickets, but certainly did the job with containing the Incredibles. Said Fahad Tariq coming on for his final over, the 18th over. It could be wide, yes it is, just a little bit too wide. Just drift a little bit too wide of the batsman there. With the multicoloured arm sleeves there, here's Fahad Tariq. Trying to distract the batsman with comic book style graphics.
Avengers.
The Avengers, bam! Oh, the old Batman cartoon. We'll see a bam and a pow spring up across the screen. Do we have those graphics? No.
We're working on it.
We're working on those, sir.
Pokemon on the right and Avengers on the
Oh,
left.
you got Pokemon. They've got the Pokemon arm. Delivers a full toss. So yes, delivered a full toss there. Rashid not able to, caught him by surprise there a little bit, not able to get away for more than just a single. That brings the established Moin back on strike. He has managed to get his run rate back up to the 100 mark, 32 off 32, but he really needs to push on from here. Tries to make some room, does get a decent part on. They should be pushing for 2 runs, and makes it quite comfortably after the fielder out there, I believe it's Raheem, just fumbled the ball. And knocked down the stumps with the return throw.
Tomorrow the Liberty Cup starts.
Again, just a reminder, we have the Liberty Cup beginning tomorrow night with a 6:30, I believe it's 6:30 match to start with the Lahore Qalandars against the Bolingbrook Flames to kick things off. And there'll be 4 matches on Saturday. Back to back to back to back. Good shot there by Moeen, does get onto it, but straight to the fielder, manages, yes, just clears the fielder. Perhaps if the fielder was another foot taller, may have been able to catch that one, but unfortunately genetics was not on his side at that particular moment, went over his head for 6. Good shot, and that's exactly what Incredibles need right now. A few more of those and they'll bring this back to a very close match. Still require more than 12 runs per over right now, with 2.5 overs remaining. Another Good shot picked up off his toes by Moyne. They're going to press for two. No, they're going to be happy with just the single there. And they certainly do need to keep the scoreboard ticking over. If you can't get a big hit, you need to pick up the singles, rotate the strike. Wai Rashid gets onto that one. Did he manage? Yes, he cleared the boundary easily on that. That was a forearm jab. It wasn't a free-flowing shot much in the vein of, say, Brian Lara, but certainly very powerful, easily timed, and straight over the boundary for 6. This has become a very expensive over. We see the umpire Shashank was already prepared with the replacement ball in the event we did lose one. Fud's deciding to go around the wicket, change the line. Delivers a full toss, but Rashid not able to do very much with that. And that brings us to the end of the over. That is 17 runs from that over. That's a good over there for the Incredibles. They still require 25 runs from the final 12 deliveries. It's exciting stuff here. It's a nail biter coming down to the wire here at the Bolingbroke Stadium on a beautiful night. A little bit chilly. Perfect if you're playing cricket because you'll be running around out there. There we see the worm chart. Very importantly there, the Incredibles managed to get themselves closer to the blue worm. So almost on a par at this moment. So 25 runs remaining from the final 2 overs of this match. And this is exactly what the 9 Sports T20 Cup here in Bolingbroke is all about. Powered by Studio 7 Chicago and Cricket Clubs Live, as well as all the regular Bolingbroke Premier League sponsors, Taco Bell and Pepsi and Gatorade. This is Haroon Khan to continue for his final over. Slapped away. It was an awkward chance. They're going for the run out. A mix up between the runs. Ultimately, it was a very eventful dot ball. There should have been a run there. Moyne was watching the result of the attempted catch. Probably would have been better off running hard and not worrying about what happened to the ball after he hit it. And he's just telling Rashid that the reason he didn't run, and Rashid's patiently listening to him, but Rashid is the seasoned batsman and probably could advise him that run would have been the word of the day right there. It's yes, it's no, but it's not. Let's watch the ball and see what happens. Again, another slap right up in the air. Field is coming from everywhere. No one able to actually get it. Ultimately, just a single. And Midwest might be happy with that. That brings Rashid back on strike. So just 1 run coming from the first 2 balls of this over. 24 runs required from 10 balls. So the run rate keeps creeping up. Drifts down the leg side, that's going to be a wide. Well kept there by Naveed behind the stumps. But certainly a free run and a free ball to be re-bowled. Not what Midwest would be looking for at this stage. Haroon was looking to just tie up the batsman, aim at his pads, but just got his line a little bit wrong. Tries it again. This time he does clip Rashid on the pads. Managed to scamper through for a leg bye. So that's probably what he was looking for earlier, trying to cramp the batsman, although he does run the risk with these batsmen of straying and being whipped away to the leg side. Fortunately, it didn't happen on this occasion for Haroon. And again, just ultimately a single or a leg bye from that ball. So now only 9 balls remaining in the over and still 22 runs to get. 9 balls remaining in the innings, not the over. Slapped away again. Straight to the field, I believe that's Sanjay, who totally misjudges that. That should have been caught. And it looks like it rolled over the boundary for 4 runs. So Sanjay, who was standing on the boundary, took a couple of steps in and then realized the ball was going over his head. If he'd just stayed where he was, it should have been caught, or at least kept within the field of play for nothing more than a single. So he's making the slow stroll, relieved from his position there at long on, making the slow stroll back towards the 30-yard circle. And I believe it's perhaps Danish who's replacing him out there, or Srijay, not sure, but that's the sort of chance you don't want to let slip in this under these circumstances. A very valuable 4 runs there, picked up by Moeen. Moving along to 46 now, and more importantly, keeping this the run rate going, trying to peg back this target. Hoiked away. Looks like they're going to be looking for 2, and they should come back for it easily. Just managed to avoid the fielder out there at the mid-wicket region, short mid-wicket region on the 30-yard circle. And just the 1 ball remaining in the 19th over, so with those 2 runs, still 16 runs yet to get. And just to let you know, we see a big shot here that's going straight to the fielder, caught by Srijay on the boundary. It was a good looking shot from Moeen. He got a good chunk of that, but he hit it straight to the fielder at long off, caught with the safe hands of Srijay. And that is a vital wicket for the Incredibles to lose and for Midwest to get at this stage. So right at the last ball of the 19th over, they pick up the 6th wicket. And that now brings us to a very, very exciting final over of the match. There's the worm. We'll have that wicket tacked on right there at the end. 16 runs required, 15 runs to tie, 6 balls. Wickets in hand are not a big deal right now. They have plenty of wickets in hand, but it's more about keeping scoring less than 15 runs as far as Midwest are concerned. So Rick, bring you to the commentary box for the final over.
I'd love to.
And what do you think of this?
What a game this has been. A seesaw from the word go. A great start from Incredibles. Loss of a plot, rebuilding, pegged back, came back in, and it's all going down to the wire. And that's what we want to bring you, folks. An exciting, competitive, tight and close game where both teams have managed to plow themselves back into the game consistently and frequently throughout the second innings.
I do want to mention that in the event of a tie, there are no super overs for the pool matches. We will be using super overs to determine any playoff matches that end up in a tie after the 20 overs per innings, but for the pool matches, if it ends in a tie, then it's a very exciting tie.
Thank you so much, Julian. That is a much needed clarification for plenty of folks listening. Danish has been trusted by the skipper to bowl this ultimate over in which he has to defend 16 runs. Rashid on strike, and we all know he can go downtown against any bowler on his day. Danish does possess experience. Let's see who gets the better of whom. DJ being the other batter that has joined Rashid in the center from Incredibles. Couple of fielding changes from Danish in the deep. Yeah, that was quite a catch in the last over from Srijay in the deep. Goes down the leg. This is actually quite a decent delivery, deceiving Rashid completely. A very precious dot delivery in this ultimate over in which he is defending only 16 and he's got 5 deliveries to go. Fuller, wider, nowhere near the delivery line. Rashid was trying to pull it or hook it into the onside, but literally must have been about 6 inches apart from the line of that delivery that just deceived him into the offside. Pass back to the keeper. 4 to go. Another amazing delivery from Danish. A bit slower through the air, pass back to the keeper. Again, Rasha just not coming into the line of the stride or the delivery. The intent is right from him in terms of wanting to hoik it or loft it into the onside, but he's just not moving his feet. Danish withdraws on that occasion. What an over he's had. Coming into bowl, his first in the very last, and having gone for 3 dot deliveries. Slightly fuller, this one he gets underneath it, just hoiks it down short, mid-off region, within the circle for a single. No timing on that whatsoever. Another really good delivery from Danish, putting DJ back on strike from Incredible's perspective. Here we go. This one goes up in the air, short, fine leg region, lands in no man's land, just by the circle. They scamper for 2. This is, folks, about done and dusted as it gets, barring any crazy extras from here on out. Midwest have prevailed against a firepower tonight in this 9 Sports T20 league. Enticing, lofty delivery. Danish does it for Midwest, folks. He came in to bowl his first in the last over of the innings, defending 16, and he barely sent anything down that could have been sent downtown. Here's a quick match summary. Midwest prevailing tonight against Incredibles. 64 from Fahad Khan from Midwest off of 53. Danish Sheikh for his 15 off of 5, but what he will be remembered by for the most tonight will be the last over that he bowled for his team and got them through. Asad Lala being declared man of the match for his amazing spell, in which I believe he only gave away 17 runs. So there it is, a quick look at the points table while I bring Julian back into the closing remarks. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you.
Thank you, Rick. Yes, a wonderful match, a wonderful finish. Congratulations to Midwest Cricket Club picking up their 2nd win of the tournament. You see the points table there. A couple of teams have only played 2 matches due to some rainouts that will need to be rescheduled. Here's the match summary. Put the match summary back up there, please. We have our technician there moving a little bit too fast for me. There's the... Go back to the match summary. That's the all-important match summary. There we go. So Midwest batted first. They won the toss, elected to bat. Picked up 140 runs from their 20 overs. We thought that may be about 20-25 runs too short, especially with the batting firepower that the Incredibles possess. But full credit to Midwest. They came on. They were able to defend their target, or defend their total of 141. Managed to keep the Incredibles down to just 129 for 6 after their 20 overs. And all in all, a very impressive performance by Midwest, picking up a vital win. So we'd like to say thank you to everybody for watching, and watch the Liberty Cup this weekend. We'll see you next time.